Namaste Krishna Rao garu. Welcome to IYR Talks English edition. In this episode, I just want your reflections and the comments on the proposed budget, which is to be presented by Nirmala Sitharaman on July 23rd. First, tax relief for common man. Two, increase consumption for the overall growth of the economy and also to counter the inflation. The first point. The second point which I just want your thing is that how economic growth acceleration to stimulate economic growth, what are the measures the government is going to take? That's the one. Then third, the jobs and manufacturing. How emphasis on new job creations will be done and how the rural areas will be strengthened to increase their business. Then the most important thing is the populist measures, that is cross subsidies and then the measures to give relief to the salaried people, farmers, women and others. And then if India need to become a 5 trillion economy, definitely the government should make a roadmap for how to reach the 5 million, and we kept already 2047 as the destination.
5 trillion.
5 trillion. So what is the steps the government should take? Because today the situation of BJP government at the center is that it is basically going to depend on the support of two regional parties. One is Telugu Desam Janasena combined in Andhra Pradesh. The second is in Bihar. Taking these two things into consideration and considering the hefty dividend declared by the Reserve Bank of India to contain the budget deficit, how do you think that this budget is going to be a different budget compared to the previous budgets, or the government is going to come with some drastic measures? Because this is the very first budget in the first 5 years of the third regime of Modi.
Right. I think when government presented the interim budget, it was more or less thought by everyone that this government will come back with full majority and will continue with its agenda for next 5 years. Of course, from the date of presentation of interim budget to the main budget, two things have happened. They didn't come with full majority. Today they are dependent on two main partners, that is Nitish Kumar from Bihar and Chandrababu Naidu from Andhra Pradesh. That's one thing. On the plus side, in between there was a dividend declared by Reserve Bank of India, which gave government almost 2 lakh crores more than what was presented in the interim budget. So how does the government really go about its main budget? One, in the interim budget itself, the capital expenditure plan comes to about 15 lakh crores. Of course, 11 lakh crores in the central sector, another 4 lakh crores or so, it's given as a revenue advance to the states, but towards capital expenditure. So if you look at the overall economy capital expenditure, it's about 15 lakhs, which is quite substantial. Will they further add these 2 lakh crores which have come from the RBI to the capital expenditure and make it a 17 lakh crore capital budget, or part of it will go to subsidies? That's a question mark. Then how will they accommodate Andhra and Bihar? Also will have a telling effect on the budget. If they are going to accommodate them in terms of capital works, there will be no problem, because after all, Bihar being a very backward state, more capital expenditure, more works there is something good for the economy, overall economy as well. Similarly, for Andhra Pradesh, which is a divided state with certain problems, yes, that's also will be well in line. And they can increase their capital expenditure to 17 lakhs, give greater preference to Andhra and Bihar in terms of the capital works, maybe more of roads, more of railway lines, and of course for Andhra it can be ports also, because it's our metro connectivity and all these things that can be done. And I hope that's the way it goes about it. Only problem will come in case Chandrababu Naidu can insist that he needs some cash support for his massive Super 6 and things like that, then it can create a problem. First of all, whether government of India will be in a position to accommodate one state, ignoring the other states, that itself is a question mark. Second, even for Jagan Mohan Reddy, they did not give any additional accommodation in terms of additional fund transfer. They only allowed the state government to borrow more, or when they borrowed more, they just looked the other side. That's exactly what they have done. It's not that they allowed them to borrow, but they could have prevented, which they did not do. Maybe this time also they will follow the same thing towards Chandrababu Naidu, which means it's bad for the AP economy, it's bad for the AP state economy, but it may not have an overall impact as far as the central budget is concerned. I think they will have to prioritize on the minimum support price. That's another important thing. How they will do it without political implication, it has to be seen. There was some suggestion for something like paddy, crop holiday for paddy, especially in the Punjab, Haryana belt, where most of it is procured by under the MSP. That will ensure that there is no outflow of money in terms of MSP, but at the same time they were made to produce more of alternative crops like pulses and oil seeds, which is the requirement. Those are the things which are importing actually. Those are the needs, which not so much of more production of rice. So that's one area which they can consider as part of the budgetary promotion. And then how do they contain their food subsidy and fertilizer subsidy? These are the two major subsidies which are eating away most of the government of India funds. And then export promotion. That's a very, very important area, because current account deficit and trade deficit will have a telling effect on the strength of your currency, and also will carry forward towards the inflation within the country. So all these things will have to be looked up to. I'm sure they will present a very balanced budget, which can be a stepping stone further for vital income. More importantly, yes, employment creation, because that's employment-less growth will definitely lead to a lot of social unrest. That also needs to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, let's hope that because this is the very first year in the third regime, the government might balance on giving subsidies, but at least see right from the beginning, even if the petroleum prices have come down internationally, they are not subsidized, decrease the petroleum prices, but try to, fill the gap of the deficit on account of, petroleum international hikes and all that. So this time also, next 5 years, let us see how prudent Nirmala Sitharaman will be in taking forward the country to new heights and reach our vision for 2047 to be the number one in the world. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.